Here for round 15 of New Horizons Race League Division 2. We are in the final round this season. We've got the 5 cars on the grid. Although I think we were expecting one more, but for some reason his car hasn't shown up on the grid yet. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Dragon's actually stuck in spectator mode. There's Jamie off the track already, and he's wiped himself out coming through turn 3. I hate to say it, but I wasn't expecting anything less. Jamie was disqualified from the session, probably for the allegedly driving too slow. Completely nothing to do with the fact that he has rewritten the rules on track limits. It's making me wonder if he's actually going to be able to go through turn 3 at racing speed 28 times without incident. I see the rest of you lot are trying to multi-tires. I think one of you just wiped out the marker board coming into the middle chicane. Let's have a look at the tyres you're all starting on. Ultra Softs, and the only guy on the Hyper Softs, AG.
I don't think he's in it for the points at this point. I just reckon I think he might just be in it.
Well, there's debris flying all over the track. People can't do track limits tonight.
I'm going for the 1 spot because I have nothing to lose, so
yeah.
might as well go for it.
I'm just trying to quickly think in my head what 60% of this grid is. I think that's, yeah, it'll be 3 drivers. If 3 cars on the grid have incidents coming into the first couple of laps, we are still entitled to do a red flag situation, and the grid will be reset for the full race distance at the grid before the 3-lap red flag call. Right, for the final time in Div 2, lights out and away we go, and it's a pretty horrible start there from Jamie. Blazer had beaten him off the line, Slav all over him coming into turn 1. It was nearly over immediately. AG still trying to get off the grid. Slav King has done Jamie coming through turn 3. Pole sitter down 3 places already, and he's all over the back of Slav King, fighting back immediately. Sprout on board with Blaze now, is chasing down Sweeney for the win. AG is retired. I fear he's either had something happen or he's just retired his car on track. I don't think he would want to be driving in a 4-car race, and Slav King can only be described as having his backside handed to him coming through that middle chicane. But AG30, still thank you for turning up anyway, and I really hope we'll see you in Division 1 again. That will be starting soon, with the launch date will be announced at the end of the race. Slav King there, just trying to keep all 4 wheels on the bloody track. Unfortunately for him, he's actually starting to drop down now, but all 4 of these guys are still on the same tyre, and you're all on the same lap clearly. Sweeney's setting provisional fastest lap at 1:42.6. These guys are only going to end up going quicker. For some reason I've got a timing glitch on my graphic for Jamie. I'm pretty sure he's not 1 minute and 40 seconds behind Blazed. It's probably 1.4 seconds at most, if that. The top 3 must be separated by about half a second, if that.
I do have bad news. My back tyres are really starting to get a bit twitchy.
It's alright, you can do it. Just drive a bit faster than the cars around you. Come on, on to the second DRS straight now. DRS not enabled yet. Jamie actually wiping out the DRS marker board sign. Complete disrespect today for the trackside objects. But if this was real life, we'd probably see a safety car by now with the amount of stuff that's been thrown onto the circuit. Hard on the brakes at this point. I'm pretty sure everyone's rear tyres will be screaming at them coming underneath the hotel. Jamie actually getting a fairly decent launch out of that at the penultimate corner. Main straight, Sweeney fastest at 139.7. Hello AG, just giving you a little bit of word warning. We are recording the comms for the race.
Yeah, I was watching a racing stream. I fully forgot there was a start. I fully forgot, I was on my phone.
That was a bit silly then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the three of you so close coming into the hairpin. Are you still spectating the race?
Yeah.
If you want, I guess you can help do comms.
Yeah, okay then.
I'm glad we've got a fight here for the lead and for the podium places. Slav's actually dropping far down the order now. Jamie oh my god, right, what the hell was that?
I did not touch him. On my screen I did not touch him. You can go to my stream, I did not touch him.
Alright, there's another incident between Jamie and Blaze, but we're gonna have to look at that later on in the race. As long as there's no more incidents between you guys for the next lap, we are not entitled to restart the race.
I don't know, just restarted and spit. I'll go back and watch the stream. Yeah, I'll just go back and watch it. I'll turn it down so it's not.
But still with that it costs you a little bit of time.
No, you didn't touch him.
On
your stream you didn't touch him.
Do you think that was desync?
He swerved that the way. He swerved the clock in.
I've seen the few crashes that I've seen from JME, it seems to be that the slightest touch from anyone to his car and it has a habit of launching itself into the wall. So it's not fair even at this point to say it was actually directly anyone's fault. Especially I'm not going to be able to see this until the footage goes back.
I went to get in his slipstream and it must have been desync and he swerved to the
Do you think we should restart or just leave it? Because everyone's will guarantee podium. If we could be more competitive if we just went for a restart. I don't know.
Right, as long as we finish it on this lap, I'm actually tempted to restart the race and actually redo it for 25% distance because this isn't good to be watching three cars. We've got another 24 laps of this.
Yeah, but hold on, there could be, because I don't know if anybody else is going on once this.
I'll have to see, unless if there's another incident, but if we do restart, I know we can get the two guys rejoining, and we might.
And Dragon will be back.
Yeah, we might be able to get Dragon back in as well. I'll see about it in the next couple of laps to see what we can do. Because to be honest, a 3-car race and we've still got well over 20 laps to go. This isn't good. I hate to say it, but it's not. When do you think the pit window will be?
Mine's lap 11, so.
So long.
Alright, riding on board with Sweeney now. I've just been riding on board with you players, like from the camera angles, and for some reason you're not even in the same shot as Sweeney.
This is why I live stream videos, because if incidents like that happen, and I swear I did not hit him, but obviously there's going to be no proof for it.
After, I'll send the video clip of my tires just not working.
I caught it.
AG, can I ask, why were you in the
Off stream, I'll talk to you.
Sorry guys, but I have to say I really think we should restart and actually go for 25% distance.
Yes.
Right, I'm just going to end the recording here. Sorry about that at the end of the first recording. We decided to do a red flag restart due to the lack of numbers. We have one more driver in now, 5 red lights again. We're back underway after a red flag situation. It is Sweeney who was on pole, and straight up the inside goes Dragon. He ends up shoving AG slightly off track through turn 1. Oh, this starts a lot better, and Jamie already giving Blaze the biggest run for his money. His contact already, Dragon on speed's already retired at the background there. So we are back down to 5 runners, and even toward the end of the first sector, Blaze getting a huge tank slapper coming out of the hairpin there, and AG rounding off the runners. All pretty much line of stern coming into the next chicane. The 2 Red Bulls now actually getting close enough to battle each other. Let's ride on board with Jeremy. I think after the restart as well. What the hell is he doing? Sorry, but I'm really questioning what's going through the mind of the average Red Bull driver at the minute. I think some of the guys have altered their setup, so we are now doing a 14 lap sprint. So I think even if there's pit stops now, these guys should be able to push as fast as they want. And still, it looks like we've got a race in hand for the final podium spot. That depends if either some of the top guys will end up crashing out, or if might still have a little bit of a play on strategy. In this race, Sweeney still being the fastest man on track. We'll have to give it another lap round until someone else is able to go for the fastest lap point. But AG30 only within half a second of Slav King. Is actually very stable looking Force India through turn 3 into the chicane. Nice and clean. Tiny bit wide on exit, turn in nice for the hairpin. The car rotates nicely, get on the power as early as you can, and he's actually dropping down a little bit on a straight. I wonder if he's running a bit more aero compared to the cars in front. Let's ride on board with Blaze, who's now giving the Red Bull pair a run for the money. Let's see people's tyres. There we go. Interesting to see the amount of guys are starting on hypers compared to the ultras. I think Dragon ended up crashing out early on because he had a very little feeling for the car. He literally just jumped in at the last minute. That's still appreciating for turning up and trying to give it a go. But Sweeney pretty much having to drag his teammate round at the minute, and Sweeney's pulled away just slightly. Blazed is actually getting close enough to Jamie is not the ideal situation for Jamie at the moment. Blaze still setting the fastest lap. Can't really see what graphic that is. DRS is enabled now. Jamie getting a better run through turn 2. He's all over Sweden now, coming into the chicane. With DRS enabled, he should be able to be close enough to challenge his teammate under DRS. They're pretty much both equal on ERS. The DRS, and the DRS does open up. Sweeney might be a little bit too far in front on this occasion. Let's see if he can keep it close enough through the chicane. And he does. Sweeney getting a monumental exit there. See how much he's just pulled away out of that chicane. Jamie with DRS again coming to this sort of a triple chicane section. So coming through the harbour now, sort of the fast right hand turns, sort of a half turkey turn 8 section through there. Going under the hotel. Sweeney's still close enough, but even if this is close enough for DRS, that's probably why I'm thinking if he the closing speed isn't as much as I thought it would be. I think that's because I've been watching too many DRS overtakes on F1 2019 where DRS is 30% more powerful. He's still got the better run through turn 2. He's staying with him through turn 3. But will he ever look into the chicane? Probably not. Blaze by Gamers crashed. What the hell happened there, mate? Well, there's your run of podiums that way. You've actually caused a VSC right now. I bet that's going to lead to one happy Slav King. And AG, actually. Fucking both Saubers crashing out 5th and 6th. It's a shame it weren't a full safety car, so Slav and AG can't catch up. But it's still got a fight on for the win, at least between these two. And VSC has ended. DRS enabled straight away. AG actually, oh my god, there's a battle between these two. AG and Slav King.
AG has gone ahead.
Yep, and Slav. He's on the faster tyre though, but only just. You think maybe when these guys will swap compounds that they'll be charging at each other for probably round 2? I mean, Slav just, it looks like he's trying to stay with him. I'm well aware of the gap between the top 2. I'm just trying to keep a mental note of where they will end up on track at the same point. Going through the final few corners. And Slav King. Is he having a look? Yes, I don't think turn 1.
Jamie.
Yep.
Nearly just dropped it.
Yeah, I've just caught the end of Jamie's brown trouser moment. And I'm just trying to have a look at his front wing. He didn't touch anything there. The Slav King fucking charging over the rear end of the Force India. Well, surely he'll have DRS anyway. Let's see. Yeah, DRS open. Oh, that closing speed though is ridiculous. Look at it. How can he fight back against that?
Slav is back up into
P3. I would like AG to get a podium though, just out of like the pure heart for the lad. He's turned up to a fair few of the races. He's a good driver. I just say, well, I know that he's going to retain at least 4th in this race, but yeah, we're caught in the corner though.
Jamie has made back a lot of time. He's now within 4 tenths.
Yeah, I'm riding on the Red Bull pair now.
Penalty for multiple He's
Mornings.
got a 3-second time penalty. That could change a lot.
Yeah, so do you wonder if it'll be, let's say if Jo is in the pits already, do you think if he is, let's say if he was to actually get ahead of Sweeney into the lead of the race, do you think he'd be able to pull out a 3-second gap?
No, both of them are too close. They're both very good drivers. I reckon it would just be too close to say that Jamie would be able to get ahead, so I think Sweeney would think
But Jamie now is actually opted for the super softs, so he's not going to be the quickest guy on track. Oh, AG, what are you doing, mate? You will make sure Slav will keep that the second place. I'm wondering if Jamie might have actually bottled his strategy a bit. It would be nice now to see his charge, because if he's on supers, he is going to be going to the end of the race. Come on, Slav, what are you two doing?
AG back up into P2. Have they both gone wide?
No, they've just smashed into each other. There's damage on the Force India. I would say I'll be investigating that. I'm debating on whether that actually being a time penalty.
Oh, AG's just got a
3-second warning now. It's hard to tell whose fault that was. I know I only just saw it happen, but it was Sweeney in the pits. I don't know. I'll need to have a look at that again. It looked like AG went for the move, but then Slav kind of forced him into the wall. Slav going another lap on his ultras. But Sweeney's still at the pit exit. Well, he's actually just getting to the end of the pit lane now. Oh hell, yeah, I forgot how close these guys were. Up the inside of P2. We're going to see Sweeney come out onto the track now. We've actually got a decent race here now. Sweeney is going to be battling to get in front for P1 again. AG. Slav, yeah.
Sweeney could take him. Has the RS.
Yeah, but it's making me wonder if they're actually using more of a aerodynamic setup on the wings, because the Red Bull pair are just so quick in a straight line. Sweeney on the charge against his teammate.
And he could.
No, it's the corner where you get close, as they have done. Jamie with another penalty. He might not even stay on the podium at this rate. We're coming through to the hotel section now, and Jamie's still ahead, but Sweeney clearly on the better tyre. It's only a matter of time before he's going to end up in the lead again. Let's see if Slav's coming into the pits. He does not. I think he'll be wanting to try and push to maybe lap 10 or lap 9 to go for the hypers. Sweeney with a 3-second penalty there now. I don't know what the hell's happened between these two through the first couple of corners, but Jamie is actually starting to pull away. It's a bit of a shame how far AG is behind. He's got no one to battle, and he will be behind Slav King when he opts for his pit stop, because he's had to have his front wing changed. But does Sweeney have DRS? Yes, but he's not going to be able to get close enough. Gets not as good as an exit as I thought he was going to. He does have DRS again, but Jamie is going to cover the inside into the triple chicane. Leaves a bit of a gap, but it's not the place where you can overtake there. It's the radius of the corner is so awkward. especially like the preferred line, the racing line, it changes at each apex through there. Personally, I'd actually just be on the outside. Jamie having a moment there. He's actually got wing damage. Jamie, 5-second stop go for corner cutting. He might not even finish on the podium at this rate. Sweeney's gonna go through. What the hell's he doing? I guess we are like lap 8 now. We'll start in lap 9 of 14. We have 6 laps remaining. But Jamie with a damaged front wing. He can cut corners all he wants. I don't really mind, but I'm just thinking if the game might actually end up penalising him at this rate. This isn't clean or fair racing at all. Oh look, he's not making any attempt. Like, what the hell's he doing? Slav is in the pits though. He's gonna come out. I think with the amount of penalties Jamie has got already, he's already put himself out of the podium positions anyway. I mean, the least he could get is probably 3rd. It depends how close AG can get. AG retiring. That's really unfortunate, and I really do fear in a minute we are going to see Jamie disqualified because he is corner cutting like hell. And the thing is, he doesn't need to be. We could have a really nice race for the final spot as long as he pits, changes his front wing. He could have a battle with Slav, but he is shooting him. He's probably shooting himself in the head now, and he has done. He's gone straight into the wall. His car is not retired. Does he even care at this point? I'm expecting his car to vanish. No, it's still stationary. Unless he's waiting for Slav. Sweeney with another 3-second penalty. Yellow flag set to 3. Yeah, I think he was waiting for Slav. But he's got no front wing now. It's not like he can. Well, is there a yellow flag? Is Sweeney waiting for them both? Yeah, Jamie, mate, you really did need to. He's reversing on the racetrack to go into the bloody pits. Yeah, I'm thinking if these guys, they're doing this off their own free will, which I guess is fair enough. I don't think Slav might be in on it though. I think the Red Bull pair are actually going to end up waiting for him. Yeah, that nose is being changed on the Red Bull. But at this rate, with how far Sweden and Slav are going to be compared to where Jamie comes out on track, they're going to be about half a lap around the circuit already. I think there's only so much they can do to try and help battle for the lead. But the amount of penalties he's got is absolutely atrocious. Still lap 10, we've still got another 4 laps, so I'm hoping that Slav and Sweeney can give us a little bit of a fair fight for the lead to the end of the race. Under the hotel, I wonder if Sweeney can get a better exit out of here. He has not, according to the gap delta. Out the final corner, toward the line. At least I can try and see who's got the fastest lap. It was actually Blazed. It's in Toledo. Yeah, I think the interval time to Toledo is actually fairly accurate. Not much time difference between the two options. Coming on to the DRS straight now. See how Slav can defend from a DRS open on the Red Bull. Chucks up the inside. easy as hell. Slav trying to hang it around the outside, going very deep. He's got to cut across again to try and get the optimal line onto the second DRS straight. And Sweeney got a DRS again. Jamie is had enough for today. But the final 3-lap shootout between these two, who can win the race. At least we've got something, as the sun has gone down now for Division 2.
I've just realised my mic has been muted this whole time.
Yep, I was wondering why you weren't talking. I thought you were trying to talk with Scoped, who just came into the lobby and very promptly left.
No, I was not. Sweeney now does need to make a 6-second gap between him and Slab to be able to win this race.
Could you do me a favour and look at the race director if you've not already, see if Slav's got any penalties that I'm not aware of?
I didn't see it come up.
I've not seen any come up. I'm just making sure. I think it's better if we didn't have a restart. Mate, we would have. At the time we called the restart, he wasn't even running in the race. We're definitely committed to the end of this race now, as we're on lap 12 and 14. We've only got, next time around will be the penultimate lap. So the fight now is to see if Sweeney can actually build the gap to Slav. Well, Slav is on the faster tyre, and even though there are only 3 laps won, he won't be feeling any tyre wear until the very end of the race. So just keep watching that gap and see if Slav ends up getting any penalties himself, as the fight for the win is still not over.
Sweeney is making a very big, he's creating a gap between them.
Yeah, but it's a fairly stagnant gap. I mean, just under the hotel was the most gap I've seen him pull throughout the corners. That little end of the DRS straight into the triple chicane and through the harbour section, that's the bit where Slav is actually staying with him. We're on the penultimate lap now. He's still got about a 3-second window anyway. He's still staying with him, although I think for any driver of any calibre, getting a 3-second gap within 1 lap, it's not easy. The gap does fall over now to nearly 3.5 seconds. That Red Bull is so quick in a straight line. But he's running out of ERS. Slav is not in as much as a higher ERS mode. And I think he's actually recharging a bit of his battery, so we can try and stick with him even closer for the final lap. You'll watch it here now, it'll come through the triple chicane. The gap at the minute is 3.8 seconds, it's now up to 4. You'll see it not really gain as much now until they get to the start finish. Well, a 10th there. Yeah, it's through the harbour and under the hotel where Sweeney's just not pulling out probably as much as he would want to be. Sweeney around the final corner now, coming on to the start finish. He's starting the final lap now. He's got to find 1.5 seconds somewhere to try and keep Slav behind. I think Slav might win this by the skin of his teeth if he does. Let's see what Sweeney can respond with through the chicane. Fairly decent there. His lines, to be fair, are actually perfect.
Both Red Bull drivers are very good drivers.
Yep. Although their mental strength between the two, I don't like to see when these guys are under pressure because they end up doing very silly things. In a straight line, can Slav keep it with him? Jamie is Sweeney is pretty much out of ERS at the minute. Nearly 3/10 between it. Also have half a second now. The gap is technically it's getting closer because Sweeney he's got a little bit of ERS. We're gonna ride on board with him. Oh no, I don't know who to ride on board with. We're gonna see Sweeney come round the final corner. Right, the fireworks go off. The gap's 5.8 seconds. That's surely only gonna get closer. Slav, has he got the win? Slav does. Slav wins in Abu Dhabi for Division 2. I can't wait to see that final. It's going to be about a quarter of a second, isn't it?
I think it was 5.8.
To be fair, I know it's not the planned race we were hoping for with the restart, but I am happy that we restarted and had this instead of what would have been a dire race of only 3 cars. So, standings, Slav King wins. For Renault, Sweeney getting second place for Red Bull, Jamie third place. He will still get the bonus 2 points for his pole position previously. AG30 unfortunately crashing out early on, finishes 4th for Force India. Blazed, you actually get the you get the fastest lap for tonight, and your teammate who decided to crash out within about 3 corners of the race starting. That's Division 2 over with. I cannot wait to have a talk with these guys in the podium interviews. Right, for the final time this season, post-race interviews, New Horizons Race League Division 2. We are 1 driver down. Jamie will not be joining us. He's not really happy with himself after that race, so we've got the top 2. Let's start off with, actually, the guy who crossed the line first, but Sweeney, first of all, apologies from me for actually having to bring the race down for 25%, but you gotta admit, that was a better race than what was probably going to be if we kept it at 50%.
1 second. You want to move on to me instead?
Just give him a second. Right, we'll come back to Sweeney. Slav, how was that race for you, and do you agree with the restart?
How much do I agree with the restart? I mean, I agree with it for the numbers, and I also agree for, well, every reason being with it. Again, it is a shame that it was brought down to 25%, but didn't really want to waste everyone's time.
If I would have known this, if we would have kept it at 50% here, it's a shame because it was actually set up to be a really good race. And credit to Dragon for turning up, but unfortunately DNFing 3 corners in. But still, that was one hell of a race until like the final 4 laps or so, and it was a nice thing to watch me because it was Sweeney needed a 6-second gap, which he didn't end up getting. So
He was really close.
yeah, I mean, I think that's a justified win for yourself. You didn't have any penalties that I'm aware of, but yeah, it's well done. Apart from that, how was the race for you on track?
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better race, to be honest with you. The track was perfect, the time of day was perfect, there was no rain, and you know, it's just literally everything that I could ask for in the Dubai race. And yeah, that's really what I got to say. It's been an honour actually driving this season with Sweeney, Blaze, Jamie, Dragon. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better league than this, honestly. So thank you guys for racing.
Yeah, and even the drivers that have come and gone throughout this season, a huge thanks anyway for making Division 2 what it is. It hasn't planned out, Division 2 hasn't planned out to be what I thought it was going to be, but for what it is, it has been a pretty eventful journey, so I'm still really grateful for everyone that has made it for what it is, and we actually managed to get to the end of the season. Who the hell says you need more numbers to have good racing, because this is bloody incredible.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, Sweeney, are you back yet?
I'm back.
Right, yeah, you crossed the line in P1, but then Slav picked you on penalties, but how was that race for you?
Honestly, the worst league race I've ever had. Nothing for anyone. I wanted a race with Jamie, that didn't happen.
Well, you
As I was
guys,
slowing down,
yeah, go
wait for Slav.
on.
So I could have a race with him. Got a warning, got another penalty because of it. And then just couldn't pull the gap.
You know you didn't need to slow down for me, honestly. I didn't mind taking silver.
I know, I wanted a race. So
It was fairly
That's
close
fine.
anyway, and wait until if you saw the gap that it was when you guys crossed the line. But I think I'm a bit more upset for Jamie. I don't like seeing drivers under pressure, then they end up making these silly mistakes, and then I don't know why his car was stationary for quite some time, but I'm just a bit disappointed that I know that I've been playing F1 2019 a bit lately, but I really don't want the habit of, if things aren't going your way, you're just gonna crash someone out, because it will be the end of league racing if that happens. Any last words from you guys?
Just thank you for being our commentary this season, and hopefully we see you again next season.
You will definitely be seeing me again next season. The future of Division 2 is still yet not really clear, because the aim was for on 2019 to have Division 2 racing in the Formula 2 cars, but until I know what's going to be happening with that within the next couple of months, Division 2 will be put on hold until further notice. Blaze, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Slav, do you know what happened with your incident with AG? Was it, like, did somebody try to make a move and it just went wrong, or?
I have footage with me, and it just looks like he just went right into my car and then just hit the wall. I didn't feel like I had any space either, but I'm not going to moan about it. I'm not going to moan.
Yeah, with the incident, it was a bit of optimistic move from AG. It was a little bit silly, but yeah, it was what it was,
Hey,
and yeah, like it is an amateur league, well, supposedly, so I guess things like that will happen. But I'm gonna wrap this up here, guys. Still, thank you for the guys that did join mid-season, and to all Division 2 drivers that have taken part, and we'll be seeing you on F1 2019 next week for a celebration race, awards night next week. We should be having the prizes sent out for this season, which would be the first place championship leader, Blazed, the fastest lap award, which I'm pretty sure is Blazed again, and the still undecided Driver of the Year award for Division 2, so keep an eye out for that. And we'll be seeing you in Division 1 with the start date of the 30th of August. So please make a note of that. We will be starting Division 1 toward the end of August, so please get practicing, and I can't wait to see you guys on track. We'll see you next week for awards night, and thanks for watching.